From fresh seafood to Lowcountry specialties and even classic Southern dishes, there's no shortage of great flavors on Hilton Head Island. When you're surrounded by water, you know the seafood is going to be great. And this is the spot for some of the freshest seafood in town. Owner Andrew Carmines has been working the local waters since he was a kid. He's the second generation owner of Hudson's on the docks, where they pride themselves in serving the very freshest local seafood.
We've been in business for, I guess 52 years. People walk in the door at 11 o'clock and they say, "What are you famous for?" And my answer is always fresh local seafood. When the customers taste it, they always say the same thing. They say, "This is the best blank I've ever had," whether it's shrimp, oysters, soft shell crabs. If it's that fresh, and giving them the opportunity to taste the seafood that we're serving and to try that is enjoyable for me.
So then I'm noticing the fire pit over there.
A big thing in the South here is an oyster roast. So what we do here is we get a fire pit going, usually with oak wood. We get those coals raging hot and we put a piece of expanded metal over the top of that fire pit. And then we put the oysters in the shell on top of the expanded metal and then put wet burlap sacks on top. And the steam from the wet burlap sacks steams those oysters open, but you also get the wood flavor from the fire. And we kind of go to work with our oyster knives. You know, they crack open just a little bit, but you open them the rest of the way and you eat them with crackers and cocktail sauce and hot sauce. And it's a real tradition in the South.
What you created right here is phenomenal and amazing. Excited to try some of this.
This place is both delicious and magical, especially at sunset. My next stop is all about celebrating the flavors of the island.
So the restaurant is a collection of all the things and travels that I've had kind of growing up and cooking. And so it's pretty focused now on distinctly Southern food, predominantly food of the Sea Islands and of our Lowcountry.
What's the experience for somebody when they come in here? What's it like?
So our goal is to cook very specific Southern food in a lot of ways that are a lot of fun. People understand that this is the food of like the moment, where we are, what we're doing.
What are your signature dishes?
We have a crab rice dish that's really important to the restaurant and to our area. The shrimp are absolutely delicious. The okra is from Cane Water Farms. The rice is Carolina Gold rice from Anson Mills. It's very aromatic, so we highlight it using blue crab and okra. So we'll start out by cooking the crab very, very hard. We sear it, and we kind of use the crab as a seasoning for the rice. And then we'll fold in Trinity, so bell pepper, celery, onion for aromatics, work the rice in, and it kind of turns out like a perlo. So think like Southern risotto. And then we're gonna give you guys some dessert as well. We're transitioning into the winter, so we've got some old school pineapple upside down cake. Big ring of pineapple on a nice soft yellow cake. And then we've taken the good Luxardo cherries that we use in our bar program, and we've made a gastrique or a sauce using that. And then just like a little crumb streusel, and then a brown butter ice cream, a little bit of like caramelization. So sweet, sour, tart.
Next up, I'm meeting Chef Orchid, who embodies the Southern spirit with her tasty barbecue.
I'm originally from Chicago, and so a lot of people, when they see me, they're kind of like, "You're from Chicago and you cook Southern barbecue and you're Filipino." I'm like, yes. The whole process takes about, I'd say, 16 to 20 hours. And then when it comes out, it's just beautiful. What we do is first we pull all our pork and our brisket, and then we season it with our barbecue blend. And by 10 o'clock, we will load the entire smoker, take our vinegar sauce, and you kind of mop through it. You just kind of do, that way it creates a nice caramelization. And so when you open it up at 10 a.m. in the morning, it is ready to rock and roll. It's so good.
The pulled pork is the same?
Yes, and the pulled pork is just the same. Since they're a little bit smaller, they come out a little bit earlier.
I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for you to try it.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Doesn't that look
That's what
good?
I'm talking about.
So, see that pink right there, that
Yes.
red? That's your smoke ring, which is the measure of how great your barbecue is. So the bigger smoke ring you get, or the more consistent, or the redder, that means that smoke really infused into the meat. So that brisket's the way to go. And it's just a great way, it just takes in all of that mopping sauce that we use, and it's fantastic.
This is so good. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I'm glad you got to try the Lowcountry barbecue.
For the freshest seafood, traditional Lowcountry flavors, or classic Southern barbecue, the taste of Hilton Head Island do not disappoint.